Okay guys, welcome back to my channel Fxbase with your mentor, and today we're going to be doing some market analysis. Now for those that watched my previous video, I actually analyzed card JPY, and yeah, I think card JPY, and we're going to go and check the progress of that trade, of that analysis, if it actually played in our direction. First, let's just go and check it right now. Okay, so this was the card JPY. So on my last video, what I did was I analyzed this pair. Then the trend was right about this area right here. This trend was not yet broken to the upside that you're actually seeing here. So what I anticipated was the trend was going to break and maybe form a sort of like a retest, then we go to the upside up to around this area. So this is our highest area, is our final take profit. So that was our target. So the prediction was that this was going to break, retest, then go to the upside. As you can see here, the trend really came to here, retested, rejected this upper trend line, then came back and actually broke and came back to retest our demand and supply line around here. Then it finally went up to this area. So this is what I had for you guys on my previous video. So today I'm just going to go through other pairs and analyze with you guys. I think I have about 4 pairs. So on this trade, let's see the amount of pips that have actually moved. So we have about 153 pips, and it's still going up, and we're anticipating that it is going to reach this level before it 10 and actually fall to the downside. So if you're in this trade, you're going to hold it up to maybe around these areas to actually complete this setup. So as you can see, our prediction was correct, and I also looked at USD JPY, and this was the analysis that this was our demand and supply line, this around here. So this area was retested, but this was touched, this area, which means this line was acting as our support. So the trend came up, retested here, went up, retested here, went up and retested again, then went up, retested, went up, and it finally broke below this demand and supply line. Then it touched this area, rejected, and it went up. So what we were anticipating, that the price was going to break this demand and supply line for us to actually start looking for buy positions, because that is the strategy that we use. We are using the demand and supply strategy, but we are combining it with trend line to actually see and gauge where we enter the market and where we put our targets, our stop loss, and our take profits. So as you can see, it broke up out of this trend. So this is where we placed our stop loss. So we are anticipating that it was going to go up, and this was our target. As you can see, it actually broke our target and continued to the upside as it is right here. Okay, so let me go on another pair. This was the NZ decade. As you can see, this is the same strategy. This is as easy as it can get when it comes to technical analysis and actually placing your trades. This was our demand and supply line. So we touched this area, again, we touched the third time, then we went up, we came below, we broke it, but we didn't proceed to the downside. We came up again, then we rejected on this upper trend line, then we came down. So what we were waiting for? We were waiting for this trend to actually break our demand and supply line that is right here. Then we start placing our trades to the upside. Then this was our target. So our target was actually 109 pips. Then our stop loss was on 32 pips. As you can see, this is how the trade played out. Let me see if I have another one. Let me see Euro JPY. What do I have? So in Euro JPY, it is the same story. This is our demand and supply line here. So this area was touched, this area was touched, this area was touched, and we went up, we rejected on this top trend, this upper trend. Then we came down, we rejected again. So this line was right at this point, this line, this point, the line, the demand and supply line was acting as support. So the price came up and the price was broken down. So we were actually waiting for it to break above this to confirm that we are actually above our demand and supply zone. And what helps us to actually decide on entering and exiting, we actually use this trend line. We'll be waiting for this to be broken. So we're actually looking for buy signals around this area up to this area around here. So this is where our target is, but as you can see, the risk was too much. This risk was too much. The stop loss was big, so it was a more riskier trade because the stop loss. So when it comes to risk management, this was not going to be ideal if you had a small account. But if you have a big account that could survive the drawbacks, yes, you could actually enter this trade around here. I don't think there will be a problem. So let's get into today's analysis. So today I'm going to analyze a few pairs for you, maybe 4 pairs, and actually show how we go about analyzing and entering trade and exiting trade. Okay, so my first pair is going to be the CAD CHF. So I'm just going to break down for you. So actually start on our bigger time frames. So I'm going to the daily time frame. So we use these bigger time frames to actually see the direction and where we are going, and to actually have the overall picture, the bigger picture. So as you can see here, this was an impulse, this was a correction, a small correction, this was an impulse, and this was a very small correction, this was an impulse. Then the price started to come down around this area. Then somewhat around this area, the price rejected, then it went up and it went down and finally broken out this one around here. So this is where the trend is, or the price is right now. Okay, so as you can see, if we put a trend line maybe around here, you can see it already, the trend is already broken. We are below the trend, so which means we are in a downtrend. Okay, you can see that we are actually below because we are here, we've broken down the trend line, so we are actually on the downtrend right now. Okay, so let me just remove this. So let's go to a smaller time frame, 4-hour time frame. Let's see what we have on the 4-hour time frame. So this is what we actually have on the 4-hour time frame. This is what we have on the 4-hour time frame. So let's start by marking our highest area, which is this area, then our lowest area, which is going to be this area right here. Then I think we can put another horizontal line around here. As you can see, this is an area of value. So you can see, as you can see, price, this is this line was actually rejected many times. That is here, 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 and here. These are all rejections of this line right here. So you can mark it as an area of value. Okay, so as you can see, when the price broke above, it retested twice around this here, then it went up, rejected here, and it was supported here, rejected here, then it broke this trend line, then it was supported around these areas. So what are we looking for? Let's go to the 1-hour time frame. Okay, so as you can see, I'm not so sure if you can call this a falling wedge or something, but I want you guys to take a closer look on this price that is forming around this area. Okay, let me just zoom it. Can I zoom this a little bit? Okay, as you can see, okay, yeah, I think it's clear enough now. So this is the trend that we can actually come up with on this price point that is here. So what are we looking for? We're actually looking for this trend for the price to break this upper trend. That when we start looking for what? For buying position to the downside. As you can see, if we look closely, you can see that this area was rejected 3 times. So it was rejected here, the price rejected here, went up, fallen below. This was a small retest, came back, retested, went back down, and it formed a double bottom around here. This is a double bottom, guys, as you can see. So you have to actually pay attention when it comes to analyzing, so that you don't miss anything. So this was a double top, this was a double bottom. So if you see a double bottom, what are we anticipating? We're anticipating that the price is going to what? Go up, because this is a double bottom on a downtrend. So the price rejected here for the second time, then it broke above. So what are we looking for? We're looking for buys to the area, to the upside from this area here. So we're actually looking for buys up to maybe this area. Okay, let me just put it around here. But how are we going to enter this trade now? What we can do, we can use a buy stop order, then you can actually place it above maybe here. Then this will be your main, this will be your target. Let's put it around here. Then your stop loss is gonna be around this area. So this is not a risk, this is not even a risky trade. So we're actually risking this small to eat this whole move. So you can actually put our first TP around here, then our second TP around here, then our final TP around here. Okay, so this is what we have on card CHF. So guys, you can actually go through this again and actually check if this corresponds with the type of a trader you are in, or the type of analysis that you use to analyze your trade. So my second pair is the AUD-USD. Okay, so this is the AUD-USD trade. So what do? We start on the bigger time frame. So I'm going to start on the 4-hour time frame. This is what we have. So we're coming from an uptrend, so the downtrend, then uptrend, then we go to downtrend, uptrend, downtrend, and now it's sort of like a consolidation of some sort. Okay, but what do we do first? We start by marking our highest and our lowest points. Okay, this was our lowest point. So as you can see, this was the double top here. This is what actually happened. Then this area, the price rejected this area, then it what? It went down. So what are we looking for? Let's go to the 1-hour time frame. So this is our 1-hour time frame. So the 1-hour time frame helps us to actually have a clear image on what price is actually doing, or how the market is actually behaving. So you can put a trend below. Okay, so let me clone this trend. Okay, just put it above here and just put it around these areas. Okay, so before we actually pay attention to this price action here, we just want to go back to how did the price actually ended up in this area below here. So as you can see here, you can put a trend around this area right here. Okay, so let me just zoom it. As we all know, we have what we call double tops, triple tops. So Here what will happen is we touched here and we touched here for the second time. So this the third time it was actually a bit obvious that we were going to break this demand and supply area around here, because this area was actually tested 2 times. So there was a possibility of actually price coming here, get supported, came back up, then break below. But what did the price do? The price, when it reached this for the third time, it actually what? Broke below, then retested, then it went down. So when you see this type of price action forming, what do we do? Once it broke below this, we're actually looking for a retest. So we actually wait for a retest. So when it retests this area like this, we go for ourselves from around this area. Then our stop loss, it's put it at stop loss, a very small stop loss, and this will be our offer target. Then you can actually capitalize on this small move from here to actually here, because this is where we see our lower high, our higher low around this area. So this will be your target. Okay, so guys, let's get back to our chart. So this is what we actually have. So what do we need to do? We need to actually identify the area that was rejected the most. So how to identify that area? As you can see, this is the area that was actually touched several times by the trend. So what are we looking for? We're actually looking for buying position to the upside, maybe up to this area. So how are we going to execute this trade? We can use the buy stop around this area, then this will be our overall target, and you can put your stop loss around here. So if price decides to come below, it will actually come here, break, maybe form a retest, then go to the downside. But if the price is actually going up, we can see it by actually coming up to this area, then it works a lot, it progresses to the upside. So we don't want to use market execution, because the trade can go either way, that is to the downside or to the upside. So if it does go to the upside, if you're using a buy stop order, we know that our money is actually protected. So your trade will be triggered around this area and hit this whole move. So this is what I have for AUD USD. Let me go to the next pair. So the next pair is Euro USD. Okay, so this is Euro USD. Okay, so I'm going to start on a bigger time frame. Let me go to the 4-hour time frame. So guys, this is analyzing. Analyzing is not that hard. You need to work on your psychology or risk management. That's what constitutes the bigger part of becoming a profitable trader. So this is our low around here, and this is our high. So we touch this area, this low around here. So we're actually looking for opportunities to the upside. So how do we see those opportunities to the upside? Okay, I removed this lens. Okay, let me just put back my so this is my low, and this is my high around this area. So let's go to the smaller time frame. This is the 1 hour. Okay, so this is what we have in the 1 hour time frame. Let me just zoom to make it a bit clear. So let me take this line and put it around this area. Okay, let me clone this line. Okay, so this is the okay, so this is the trend that we have. This is an uptrend. So what are we looking for? Can draw, use this rectangle, put it around here. So what do we see on this trend? The trend broke below. Okay, let me use this. Okay, so it broke below, went up, retest, touched this area, got rejected, came down, so it was supported by this line below here, went up, got rejected on this lower trend line, went up, went down again, went up. So when the trend went up again after breaking around this area, this is this area that we start looking for buying position. So that I've noticed that this is what actually happened. The trend is actually below my demand and supply. This is below my demand and supply line, so we need to actually break above that when I start to look for buying position. So this is the Euro USD. So I'll be placing my buy position around here. Then this will be my target. I'll just put it like this. So this is how you would actually enter this Euro USD trade. Then actually eat this whole move from here up to this area. This is how I would actually enter this trade. So let me go to the next pair. That is the AUD CAD. That is the Australian dollar versus the Canadian dollar. Okay, so this is the AUD CAD. This is how the AUD CAD is looking. So let's analyze it from the bigger time frame, the 4-hour time frame. Okay, so we are here on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, let me zoom this a little bit. As you can see, we're in a downtrend from this area right here. This was all a downtrend, then price broke above, broke this trend, we are an uptrend, then we actually entered another downtrend, then price broke up again, uptrend, into an actually a downtrend. But this was an impulse, and this is some form of a correction that is actually right here. So let's analyze and actually see how we can actually capitalize on this movement. Okay, so as you can see, this was an impulse to the upside, and this is actually acting as what is a correction. So what are we looking for? Looking for actually what the next impulse, that is the upside. So actually looking for buying position to the upside up to maybe this area. We're actually looking for buying position up to this area right here. Okay, so let's go back to the 1-hour time frame. Okay, so this is the 1-hour time frame. So a lot of things become clear after going to the 1-hour time frame. As you can see, this area that is being rejected multiple times. Okay, this is the area. As you can see, the price rejected here, touched here, went below, went up, touched again. So this area has been retested many times. But what are we saying? We're saying this was an impulse to the upside. This is acting as a form of a correction. So what are we looking for? We're looking for what? For buying position. But how do we enter those buying position, or how do we find those opportunities? We put a trend line here. I'm going to put a trend line here, then I'm going to clone it and put it actually below here. So what are we looking for? We're looking for price to come a bit low to this area, then come up, then we can break this demand and supply line, then break this trend, a little bit of a retest around this area, then we enter. We wait for a candle to close above this trend, and then we can enter our trade. So we're actually entering our trade from this position around here after the after this price breaks below a little bit, come down a little bit, then it comes up and break this trend line. That's when we start looking forward for our buying positions. So this is going to be maybe our target. I think you can use this target here. Okay, let me just confirm and see if we are actually using the correct target. Okay, so as you can see, the trend is actually now starting to come below. As you can actually see, this is a live market, guys, by the way. So it's actually coming down. So what are we waiting for? We're waiting for it to come down a little bit more, maybe around this area, and it comes up again. Then we can start looking for a buying position. This is going to be our take profit, or our final TP. Going to be our final TP. So let me go to my last pair that I'm going to analyze for you today. So guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and actually share this video with your colleagues that are actually trading, that are beginners and intermediate. Okay, so this is the Euro AUD pair. So let me go to the 4-hour time frame. So this is what we have on the 4-hour time frame. As you can see, this is an uptrend. Onto the uptrend. This was sort of like a downtrend, and as you can see here, if you look closely, this was a correction. This was another correction here. This was an impulse. This was an impulse. This was another correction. So what are we looking for? Let me just remove this. I like to keep my charts clean so that I don't get lost in my analysis. Okay, so if we go back to the 1-hour time frame, I'm going to notice something. Okay, what did I do here? Okay, what happened here? Where's the 1-hour time frame? Okay, let's go to the 1-hour time frame. Okay, so now we are at the 1-hour time frame. So this is the 1-hour time frame. What are we going to, if you look closely, guys, if you go to the smaller time frame, maybe some of you may not notice this, but this was an impulse to the upside. Then it actually came back to this area, went up again, came back, went up again, came back. So why am I saying this? This is an area that was retested twice. So this is actually enough for me to look forward for selling positions. So how do I find these selling positions? I'll take my trend line, put it around here. Let's cater for our most recent touches here. Okay, this is the area indicating level. Let's clone this trend line and put it around this area. Okay, so as you can see, we're actually broken below this trend line. So what are we waiting for? As you can see, this was retested many times. That is here, here, here. So actually waiting for a retest, maybe around here, to form, or a structure to form. Then we can actually enter our trade lot to the downside and actually target this whole move. So I would put my trade, maybe a sell stop around this area, because this price might be reverting to the upside, which means this might be regarded as a fake out or a breakout, and the trend might be correcting and going back to its normal trend, that is, maybe it's progressing to the upside. So we don't want to trap ourselves in this kind of situation. So I would put a sell stop around here. Because why am I putting a sell stop? Because if this trend was going to go to the downside, this was going to maybe retest, go a bit up again, and actually came back. That is when I'm only going to be triggered. Because if I use market order execution, that is buying at the current price in the market, this can actually go on the opposite direction, and I would actually lose this much, which is about 75 pips. So you don't want to go through that. So I would place my trade around this area and actually target this much, here. So this was my analysis. So guys, you are at the end of my video, at the end of this analysis. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned one or two things. So make sure you drop some comment on other pairs that you want me to analyze for you, and actually comment on my analysis and give feedback and review. I'll be working on these videos to make to actually improve them in terms of voice projection, quality, and everything that may need to be improve, so that we bring content that is of quality to you guys, so that you can learn one or two things from me, and actually apply it in your trading, and maybe make some profit. So I'll be dropping some more videos. So thank you for watching, guys. So see you in the next one.